Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play The Randomizer with I, Get Dave. I forget what that is, guys. Yeah! Let's take a quick tour. I know we're going to go beat the game. We can hammer through this area in no time. To the Giant of Babel! It's a giant robot that comes from the Tower of Babel and attacks the world. Again, the game has a really good redemption story. Don't lose sight of that. Yeah, you jump inside of it and you work your way through the robot. This is pretty late game stuff. No. You can also grind a ton of experience points here, by the way. So those alerts will summon, new units. But they're good. So, if you want to level up, here's a pretty good place. Probably the best in the game. Might as well mention this. I'll tell you the most important grinding spot in the game. It's not... Sure, I'll take another. It's not where you're going to do the fastest level ups, but probably the most important. Like other Final Fantasy games, characters sometimes join on a level that's scaled based on your own. So right after Cecil becomes a paladin, the enemies on Mount Ordeals are super powerful against Dark Knights. Like, he can't do any damage, but they just get ripped to shreds by a paladin. And Cecil comes on level 1, so what you should do is basically wipe out the rest of your party and have level 1 Cecil Did I just get wiped? No, he had 3 hit points left. Should have aimed. So normally you would get the alarm item. Only really in the Japanese version. Anyway, wipe out all your characters except Cecil so he gets all the experience points, and then just grind for 15 minutes on Mount Ordeals and you will be set for the rest of the game. Because you're raising Cecil's level, which has been reset to 1. He'll level extremely quickly. Yeah, Edge ain't joining us now. He'll level extremely quickly and extremely effectively, because he'll just rip through every enemy except the Liliths. And you can avoid them if you don't grind in a certain spot. There's the secret. Yeah, you do that for even 10 minutes, you're probably set for the rest of the game. And all it takes is 5 minutes. I'm not sure what the passage is, but we did just come through the stomach. So I think we're in the bowels. We're in the guts. Are we on level 70? 69. Nice. Also, great crash symbol there. Alright, I actually remember this area. It won't be hard for us now, but giving me a really hard time as a kid playing this game. Because this is normally where you would have a refight with the Fiends of the Elements. All 4 of them, they're like resurrected by Golbez's evil magics. Alright, predict the experience points. I'm gonna say, well, we'll never know. Let me know if you found that number in the comment section. Give yourself that many Get Dave points, and if you read a comment that tells you the answer, it still counts. The Mom Bomb? Yeah, Rubicante gives you your stuff back. Oh no, wait, this thing's scaled. Well, we opened with a little hubris. No problem there. Come on, chung chung. Thank you. Probably weak to ice, so we could save some money. Beautiful. Do we need to take him totally seriously? I think we'll be okay. That was pretty slow cast time for him, not that much deeps. Nice. We're just waiting for it to explode. You know what? Yeah, let's try it. This would be super cheap if it works. No, it did not. I'm a little worried Rose is going to run out of ammunition. So one note on how damage is calculated, because I find this sort of thing interesting. Just to account for why Cecil's getting such wild damage range there. This is probably going to miss. Ooh, thank you. Thank you. So each character has an attack power, and they attack a certain number of times. We got another boss coming up right away, by the way. So we'll take a look at Cecil's stats. This is interesting to me. So he attacks 14 times at an attack of 200 and has a 99% chance to hit. So their chance to evade will reduce that, but he tries to attack 14 times. And meanwhile, on defense, he defends 9 times. His base defense is 87. That's its own thing. But he defends 9 times with a 40% chance to evade. So he can evade 9 attacks incoming at 40% rate for each of them. For a character like Edge, he has equipment that does not lower his evasion rate. Like heavy armor tends to lower your evasion rate. Crystal Mail is minus 10% evasion. Edge's tends to increase it, but he has lower defense value. So Edge has like a really wide damage range that he can take, because if he evades all the attacks, he'll take very little. Cecil is more consistent in that he still has a decent number of attack evasions, but a high base defense as well. Not many enemies can damage through an 87, can meaningfully damage through an 87 defense. And then it works similarly for magic. So they don't have like triple casts. You don't attack with multiple spells, but you know, you still get chances to evade and that sort of thing. Anyway, I think it's a very elegant system. It's basically the same math that was developed for Final Fantasy III, the Japanese version. And then they abandoned it after this, which is a shame. Oh, shoot. Well. Mega Nuke is still Mega Nuke. Oh, you summoned a dragon. That's nice. Oh, a dragon machine. Okay, we took some damage, but we'll probably recover from that. What are we gonna do? Agility 51. Oh my goodness, poor him. Well, she's a really good mage, and that's it. Okay, we are going to swap that off, because that should lower her agility. Maybe not meaningfully so, but probably, actually. Yeah, and she doesn't need it if she has the Adamant on. Agility 52. Alright, we have a new fastest character. So we have one prayer, and that is to get off Reflect in time. Alright, we're going to rip through this guy probably quite quickly. I'll have to be just a little bit careful. Yeah. Wonderful. That might cause a degeneration, which would be earlier, or good to put on early on. He's Berserk, now we just gotta fast him, and Cecil will do all the work now. We should be able to just grind him now. Yeah, perfect. 89,336. Give yourself some GDP. It was for a different fight. It's fine. Okay, time to break the fourth wall and save everybody some time. And save game position to slot 1. Where the heck is it? Oh right, it's called Wall. Haha. Yeah, Wall yourself, you're the fastest character. There we go. One character lives. Alright, now the fight begins for real. He could also have quite a bit of HP. Yeah, cute. Okay, he missed on his attempt. Okay, now hopefully we can get Kane in a chronic jumping cycle. And with that, have slightly fewer concerns because he's casting Wall. Okay, can you take it? I'm less afraid of that. Yeah, there you go. No, we need Cecil to go berserk. We can get Mega Nuked again, and by the way, Kane will take a little bit of damage. Yeah, there you go. His magic defense is never great. Dragoons, Final Fantasy typically don't have that much. Okay, now we gotta get Wall on Cecil. I've already pushed it further than I wanted to, and there's a good chance Rose's Wall, yeah, it's worn off. Yay! Sorry, Rydia. 300,000 experience each. Well, there you go. You see how that fight is all or nothing. The Wyvern, that's what it's like when you find him too. He's guarding the crystal sword. Normally this would be Kane. He's like, follow me! And you're like, no, you've betrayed me 2.5 times? No thank you. Accept Edward's offer of friendship? Yay! I'm mildly tempted to kick out Cecil. He's too terrible for even that joke, though. Some things just aren't funny. Alright, now for real. Let's go beat the game. By landing? I do like this triumphant theme. Normally I'd find it a bit over the top, but it feels good. And this game, a lot of bad things happen before good things happen. As a matter of fact, aside from Cecil becoming a paladin, that adds a tone of hope to things. Not much good happens to the heroes. Alright, we can zip through these. This is a very short set of 2 caves. But there's some potentially good treasure. By which I mean the crystal sword. Remember how strong these guys were? Yeah, good riddance. No, thank you. When it restarts every time, it doesn't really have the potency, but it's a pretty good song. You've heard it before. It's not bad. When Cecil becomes a paladin. When he consumes palladium. Oh, okay. We're gonna try something. Someone suggested you could turn them all to toads. So I want to try that theory out. Oh my goodness. Rip and run. I'm less surprised to be... Normally I'd be like, wow, I'm still learning things about this game to this day. But there's a lot I don't know, so... It's not blowing my mind that much. I sort of expect to not know much. There is a place you can land where you can explore the Naming Way people. Or find like where Naming Way is from. He's the guy that lets you rename your party members. There's also Bahamut's Cave. I'm a little interested in what's there, and we can probably rip through it quickly with this party. Yeah, so this will take us to the final area. We'll do that in a second. Again, I want to see the whole world. To do that, we will need the lunar whale. So is the crystal sword going to be hidden in the lunar subterrane? That'd be a cool spot for it. I've already mentioned it is my favorite ultimate weapon to get in any Final Fantasy. And to be honest, the competition's not great. I give FF12 a hard time. Whoops. Honestly, at this point, I should probably use the magic. That was me being cheap. It costs 15 MP. Like in Final Fantasy VI, you know, the best weapon, the Illumina. Okay, you can carve, you get it by gambling. But you get the Ragnarok by carving it out of a piece of magicite. I guess that's kind of neat. You can stay at an inn basically for free there. Normally you can't land on the craters. They changed that for this game though, just to save some walking. Alright, so normally there's a ton of samurai gear here. We've had that for ages though. Also, the hidden paths were only shown in the North American version of the game, as the Japanese believe us to be uneducated and vulgar people. I mean, I feel that's a bit unfair. I would say a mixed bag is more appropriate. Alright, so far, pretty disappointing. The fire shield, like most Final Fantasy games, the elemental shields are really good, but we're just so far beyond it. Also, the ancient sword, I don't think it's dummied out, but it's super rare. Those guys are really hard to kill normally. But they're vulnerable to weak. All giant type enemies are vulnerable to weak. Well, at least the Mac giant ones. Maybe the red ones aren't. Alright, normally there's some fixed encounters with... I keep waiting for it to actually show up when I step on the tile. Here? Here we go, with behemoths. They get the boss fight. Now they have one super annoying characteristic, and that's when you attack them, they counterattack. So the normal strategy... there's a couple options. But the best one is to just have only Kane or Cecil attack. Not even Edge, because they can normally throw back too much offense. However, yeah, that one was probably not worth it. Smarts. Yeah, even still, they're giving me a little bit more than I would like to be taking. Also, be careful with casting magic on them. Would not recommend. Alright, let's do this. Rely on strategy 1A. You get more damage this way, of course. Now, unless they scaled them because as bosses, yeah, he'll be close. And 117,000 experience, this is ridiculous. Normally the reward is not that great for beating them. Like, for the amount of effort you have to put in. Oh, you're a half Lunarian, they're talking about Cecil. Is this a random monster from the Fabul attack? Oh, the water hag. Awesome. I guess... So normally this is a joke fight. Fight, Edward! This is Edward facing his self-doubt. I think you can defeat him with 3 normal attacks. That's what you have to do normally. I'm not sure. Believe in yourself. This is basically the lyrics to the Jimmy Eat World song In the Middle. Yeah, I know it's old. And was overplayed. Arrgh! It actually has like a bajillion hit points, but it's scripted to die in 3 hits. Edward gained the power. Of self-confidence. I have never seen that in my life. Yeah, that's normally how you get Bahamut. Power, hey? Well, cool stuff. Maybe I have seen it and it's terrible. You're all terrible. Alright, I think we've pillaged the bulk of the game here. Not much left to showcase. We could try finding planet naming way. Actually, I thought I saw... Normally you can't land in the craters, so I don't know how you would get here. Maybe you can. Yeah, welcome! We are the Hummingway family. There you go. And they'll sell just, well, yeah, they'll sell whistles and maybe some other stuff. And the whistle is ridiculously expensive and not that good. If you went to the blue planet, oh my goodness, naming way has been a Lunarian the entire time. There you go, there's the big spoiler. Hope it was worth it. Alright, to complete the game now. I believe that's all the areas on the entire moon, by the way. Like you can see, it's not huge. I mean, in real life the moon's quite a bit smaller than the Earth, so I suppose it's fair. Fair dinkum, as they would say. By the way, if you could do me a tiny favor and let me know how the audio quality has been in this video, it would help me debug certain problems. If you've heard any sort of clicking or that sort of stuff, it'd be very helpful. Just let me know. Even if this is 15 years after the video's been posted. I have a feeling this one probably won't get many late views, but you never know. Let me know if you're coming from a year other than 2018. Let me know if like an apocalyptic events happen too. And not if it's coming. It's got to have happened. Maybe it has. This can be your message in a bottle to a simpler time. Now you can steal Artemis arrows from Carrie, I think. But the steal rates in this game are ridiculously terrible as well. So, think about that. The game sort of has all the characters, like, this is ridiculous experience points. It's got to be more than, hey, there are also drops. This has got to be more than quintuple the experience. Because you would not get 12,000 for that fight. There are lots of... well, I already have one. And I love it. There's lots of hidden pathways here. This is a scary fight coming up. We've already fought Pale Dim. Oh, I want to show you something. So I think the D fossil... don't ask what the D stands for. Let's just say it's very old. Oh no, Rose is out of ammo. I knew this would happen. Wait, there appeared to be a potential glitch there. Alright, there's a different one that I think takes quadruple damage from the crystal sword. I forgot we're only using Excalibur, but it's pretty beautiful. All for a bandana. We are going to stick to the pathway we have. It'll loop around again, don't you worry. Even if things end up a bit too hairy, we'll all float on, alright? Alright. There's two major routes you can take. One leads to some... I mean, everything leads to good items in the lunar subterranean. One more immediate than others. We've basically taken the item pillaging route. Well, yeah. It's complicated. I really like this as a final area, though, that you're going through this. The game's been so crystal-centric, so going through this crystalline area, and you're finding all the crystal equipment, it's neat. Alright, hack and slash. Oh wow, weak landed. Oh, good on ya. Eh. I've mentioned this before, but our levels are good. I've never had a party this powerful in this game ever. We might stomp Zeromus, but we're learning about the randomizer. I feel like I missed one. I remember that hidden path. Getting like a level with every fight. There's also an option to turn encounters off. I'm not sure how it handles the experience scaling, if it like administers a whole bunch. Yeah, here we go. So this is where you would normally get the Murasami, I think, which is Edge's second best weapon and arguably arguably better. Yeah, we'll start on the offensive here. Cañazo shouldn't have a big attack that will hit me. Okay, it could happen here. We won't really want to disperse this water, because this is where the offense is going to come from. Yeah, it's a concern. That should take care of it. Yeah, there we go. A magic hit. Or a magic lit. Well, let's try it. So normally he can do some regeneration here, which probably won't be an issue. Sweet. Alright, not too bad. Normally you would fight Paladin here, and you can get hit pretty hard, but if you survive the opening round, which usually puts you really far on your back foot, if you can survive that, you're fine. Some of the enemies in this game, like you don't fight per se, is trade uppercuts. Alright, get him, Cecil. Show me what you got. It's mildly annoying. Psych, when it draws more than 1 MP, is also annoying. Okay, if this guy survives, Rosa will destroy him. Okay, we're gonna cut it here. In the next episode, we'll rip through the lunar subterrane and beat the game. Probably easily. See you there.